I'm scared to death of leaving the gym knowing I'm a loser and didn't give it my all.
He was the guy when I started.
What's up, guys? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the leg day of Tom Platz, and this is what I've been doing the past, I'd say almost a month now, and I've already seen complete, big changes in my legs. But I've also doubled this up with Mike Matarazzo or Raza, whatever it's pronounced. But I've been doing his calf workouts as well. We'll get into that after we get into the Tom Platz leg workouts. I'm doing the leg workouts today. So yeah, they've been going really, really good. They're way harder than a lot of leg workouts that I've been doing. But the best way to kind of go over these leg workouts with you guys is watching a video of him actually doing them. So we're going to kind of go over them really quick.
I'm scared to death of leaving the gym knowing I'm a loser and didn't give it my all.
He was the guy when I started. He wasn't Mr. Olympia, but he was just full of energy and enthusiasm for the training and pushing the body to its absolute maximum.
To this day, he still has the best legs ever.
He's famous for his squatting and his legs, and he's going to give us a little bit of information about himself.
I'm going to tell you some stuff that I never really tell most people. I think about that before each leg workout. Can I leave the gym training halfway? Can I leave the gym not really giving it everything I got? And always.
So his big mentality was like push as hard as you can possible, and he also did sets of 20 to sometimes 50 reps on squats. The biggest difference that I've ended up doing with how I used to train versus now, like he does, is obviously the amount of reps, and then he also does high bar. So I always train low bar because it is stronger, it's better for powerlifting. But high bar puts emphasis on your quads, and whenever you go to depth, you can really feel a bigger stretch on your legs. And he doesn't go depth, he goes below depth. So that's what I've been doing. I'm doing high bar, below depth, and I felt way more of a stretch and high reps. So it's a lot of stress on the knees for sure, but you can't go too heavy because you're doing a ton of reps, so it's not too bad. But here's kind of
what I do may be insane for the average person. But
see, as you can see, like his feet were literally almost together. His heels are probably about, that looks like 3 or 4 inches apart, and he's going all the way to where his hamstrings are touching.
Insane for the average person.
He's warming up properly, and when he gets heavier, you can see that he starts getting his feet wider and wider and wider, but he still keeps them pretty narrow overall, about shoulder width. And as he goes heavier, he lowers that bar on his shoulders just a little bit. But for most of his working sets, he keeps a high bar and pretty close feet, a little bit wider than this, and he just puts a lot of emphasis on his quads, and he goes below depth every time almost.
But it's not for me. It works for me.
You know how you get an oxygen jet and you wonder if you're going to come back after all those reps? I have every time so far.
325 for 30. That's what I'm saying. So he always does like 30 to 40, sometimes even 50 reps. So guys, if you really want to have the best legs ever, like Tom Platz, obviously you have to have a mixture of genetics and steroids and dieting, and the work ethic in this training. But I think the biggest part is definitely the workout part, on how he workouts and just the reps, the actual quality of the reps and the position, high bar, low depth, tons of reps, feet close together. It all kind of comes. You have to do all these different things. If you go high bar and your legs are really wide, you're not going to get the same position. If you keep your feet close together but you do a low bar, it's not going to be the same. Also, if you do a bunch of just sets of 10 to 15, it's not going to be the same. You need to do these high reps, 20 to 30. Sometimes he would do 10 to 15 reps for his top sets, but a lot of times he would just stay around 20 reps, sometimes 30, 40, 50. So yeah, just do a bunch of reps. As you can see, he's really balancing on his hands. So he's all the way down. Just absolutely.
Congratulations, you achieved failure. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win.
Now this is when he does the legendary hack squats, heels together, all the way.
The goal of hack squats is to really develop the vastus lateralis, the muscle which gives you the teardrop look. And by coming on your toes and bringing your heels and then coming to the top of the movement and flattening your heels out, it really brings the vastus lateralis into play.
At this point, stretching as far as you can.
There, I don't actually go.
It really brings the vastus lateralis into play.
But my butt stays against the thing. So I guess if you're not doing any weight, I guess I need to do this today. I'm gonna try this. So it looks like he's not even keeping his butt against the back of the chair. It just his shoulders and his back, but not his butt. So he can absolutely get the craziest stretch ever. But notice he's not doing any weight at all. So this is very, very, like, I guess technically, like, risky and dangerous because it could just come on straight down. So you got to be extra careful with this. But I've always kept my butt against the back of it, especially if you're going to be putting weight on there or if it's a difficult machine. Sometimes the machines feel like there's already weight on it, but just be extra careful. I'm going to try this today. I'll let you guys know what I thought about doing this because watching these videos of this guy working out, I mean, you're going to notice things over and over again that you weren't doing, that you could change, and that might work better for you. But just remember, this guy has the best legs that have ever existed statistically for his size and everything. And this was back in the 80s, like 45 years ago. So
At this point, stretching as far as you can. Pushing up. It's something I think is just unique to me.
When I walked on stage, it was like it gave me that kind of news. People nowadays, pro bodybuilders nowadays have unbelievable legs, but back in my day, nobody else had them.
Alright guys, so this isn't him doing the exercise, so don't pay any attention to this. We're going to go ahead and just skip this because whenever you watch these guys work out and you want to learn from the best, you want to watch what the best is doing and in their prime. So if you're watching a video of him doing it right now in his, I think he's in his 60s or 70s now, I mean, it would definitely be beneficial, but not as beneficial as watching him do the exercises in his prime because that is when he was in his best. That's what he was doing, and there's a good chance he's not doing the exact same thing as what he used to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and skip through this, and this is him doing legs.
Your thighs literally scream for mercy, yet you blaze onward, resolved to create thick striated massiveness, driven by the white-hot desire to stand alone as the world's most massively developed human. Then every human being to take that inner reserve of strength and power and apply it to their personal gain.
Most of us, we put limitations on ourselves as humans. We think that 10 or 15 is enough. There's more in you. There's always more in you. There's always 5 more reps.
There you go. So again, his philosophy is doing 10 to 15 reps till failure, and then take a few breaths, get another 5 to 10 reps, and just kill yourself every single working set. So he probably had about 2 warm-up sets like lighter weight to kind of warm up a little bit. You're pretty much warmed up from the squats, I'm sure. So, and the hack squats, he would do those both. Yeah, he would just do like 10 to 15 reps until that was like failure. Take a few breaths, and then do another 5 to 10 reps. So it would really, really get that stretch. He would do a full
Everything's telling you to stop. That's when you have 5 more. When you think it's all over, when you can't breathe, when you're ready to put it back, when you're thinking that why did you even want to do this?
I'm going to go ahead and go to hamstring curls now.
And as soon as I think about hamstrings, I think about one exercise. That's the Nautilus leg curl, the lion leg curl.
This is what he almost did every single time for his hamstrings. He reportedly did deadlifts as well, but I primarily only do those deadlifts on back and shoulders day, like Ronnie Coleman would do. We'll get into that on our back and shoulders video.
Not just doing
So it
the
looks like
exercise for
not
reps
all the way up.
or for heavy weights, but by doing both, of course, like I always recommend for all body parts.
Now he's going all the way up.
I allow myself
So it looks like sometimes he would go all the way up, sometimes he would do partial, like almost like just above halfway. Right?
to get more energized, and I
But
go Nautilus
I will
leg
say
curl,
this,
the
what I've
lion
noticed
leg
in
curl.
his videos is he's going
Not
all
just doing the exercise for reps or for heavy weights, but by doing both, of course, like I always recommend for all body parts.
all the way. He's always going
I allow myself to get more energized, and I go to where I went when I was real quiet the week or two before. And I go there and I enter that room. And once you enter that room, anything's possible. When you enter that room to where you will give it everything you got, results are forthcoming. The results will happen no matter what. Leg size, leg strength will happen no matter what.
thing here. Probably the same thing as last time. 10 to 15 reps. Do another 5 to 10 reps after you had failed those. You take a few breaths. Make sure you go all the way down with these and control the weight. I mean, it does look like he is doing partials and really like going fast, with those heavier sets when he's banging out that last 5 to 10 reps. So always keep that intensity and go as hard as you can. And then I think after his hamstring curls, he goes into calves, but we're not going to get into his calves. You know why? Because he didn't have the best calves. He had some of the greatest calves, but not the best calves. This guy had the best calves, and unfortunately, there's not any videos on this guy doing any calves. So the only way you can figure this out is doing research like I did. What he did for his calves was he worked his calves out 2, sometimes 3 times a week, and he treated them like other muscles in his body with the same intensity is what I'm meaning. So he would do calves on leg day, and then he would do calves 2 days after, and then sometimes another 2 days after. So he would do calves at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3. Whenever he did calves, he would do standing calf raises. When you have a bar on your back or a machine on your back, like this one right here, actually, and you put your head right here and your shoulders on these pads, and you stand up on this pole, and you do these calf raises, and he would do 15 to 20 reps, but his biggest thing was the stretch. So going all the way down, all the way up. A lot of times you see a lot of these professional bodybuilders, some of the best bodybuilders ever would have had way better calves if they did calves like he did, especially Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman was one of the best bodybuilders ever, and I'd say, personally, I think his calves were lacking, and I think it was because every time he did calf raises, he was bouncing. He was bouncing at the top. He was never going all the way down, all the way up, like a full stretch, like what you do with your bicep, with your chest, with your shoulders. He was just doing like these little partial calf raises. So I think it's really important to do that full stretch. So he would do a standing variation of calf raises, like a machine right here, or a barbell. And he would always have, if you're doing a barbell, get a plate, something to elevate your feet so your heels are hanging off, so you can really stretch that calf. I'm not even kidding. I've noticed big difference in my calves just the past 3 or 4 weeks, just from doing his calf exercises twice a week. So he would do standing, and then he would do seated, and he would do a leg press calf raise. It's just like you're doing a normal leg press, except you're hanging your heels off the bottom of the pad, and you're doing calf raises. And again, it's about that full stretch. It's not about doing as many reps as you can, as much weight as you can. It's about getting that full stretch and then going all the way up on your toes, holding it, going all the way down. So you're getting that full isolating stretch, and you get those monstrous calves that you got. Yeah, that's it for leg day. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below or just message me. I'm going to be getting into Ronnie's exercises. So he had the best chest and the best back and shoulders. And then Phil Heath had the best arms. And I think, yeah, Hadi Chupin had the best abs. So we'll go ahead and get into those in the next videos in the future. So I hope you guys liked it. And if you guys have any questions for me, or if you want me to try anything else, definitely let me know. And as always, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for everything.